learned in chemistry class that water steams at 211 degrees, but it boils at 212 degrees. Think about that. It's just 1 degree difference from steam to boil. Some of us we just one prayer away. We just one idea away. We just one connection away. We just one thought away. We just one assignment away.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell me you can't do math and science when you come from a people who align the pyramids with the stars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on. Don't tell me that you can't study history when you come from a people who didn't just make history, they created history. Yeah, they broke history. They broke the barriers in history. That's not one thing I want you to do. Number one, I want you to turn up. I want you to think about what you need to turn down. Because here's the thing, a lot of us have a great idea. We have greatness that's on the inside of us. But here's the thing, our work ethic don't line up. We want to be great when we feel like being great. When you feel like doing the assignment. When you feel like focusing in class. When you feel like listening to Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. Give it up for your teachers and your instructors out here. Come on. A lot of times we just want to do it when it feels great. When you think about all the people who came before you, when you think about a Martin and a Medgar and a Mandela, when you think about a Sojourner Truth, when you think about a Fannie Lou Hamer, when you think about a Rosa Parks, they didn't just feel like doing it, because oftentimes they didn't feel like dealing with the fire hoses. They didn't feel like dealing with the racism. They didn't feel like getting punched. They didn't feel like getting dog sicked on them. They didn't feel like all of that. But guess what? They provide an opportunity so that we can get an education. Because here's the thing, either it's education or incarceration today. They build in prisons based on 2nd and 3rd grade reading scores. They want to lock up black men and black women like you. They want to lock up your greatness, but this is what you got to do. You got to unlock that dream. You got to unlock that purpose. Secondly, what I want you to do, I want you to change the way that you look at things. I want you to look at life through a new lens. Why I say that? Because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You got to change your perception. You got to change your perspective about what it is that you go through in life. Hear me. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. You've heard that before, oftentimes. But here's the thing. Outside of 90%, life is 90% what happens to you. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. Here's the thing. 90% of the time we focus on the 10% to where now the 10% becomes 100% of our lives. Did you hear what I just said? Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. 90% of the time we focus on the 10% to where now the 10% becomes 100% of our lives. What am I talking about? Your father not being in your life 10%. The abuse and the misuse of what it is that you experience, only 10%. The people who you thought were going to be with you, the people who you thought were going to heal you and help you, now they wound up hurting you and harming you, was just 10%. What you going to do with the rest of the 90% of your life? Your homie getting shot on the street, where we think, in many cases, where it's more pain on Joy Road than it is joy on Joy Road. When we on Mac and Bewick, when you're on 7 Mile and Linwood, when people thinking that we can't do nothing good because we come from dilapidated neighborhoods, but I can do something good in my hood. Only 10%. What will you do with the 90? Come on. When you're dealing with depression, what will you do with the 90? When people tell you you can't do nothing, you can't become what you can't overcome, what you gonna do with the 90? Told you, number one, to turn up. Number two, I told you to look at life through a new lens. Thirdly, this is what I want you to do. I want you to bounce back from the setback. Big Sean, one of the most premier rappers to come out of the city of Detroit, said last night took an L, but tonight what? Bounce back. Come on, last night took an L, but tonight what? Bounce back. Gotta bounce back from the setback. And in many cases, sometimes it seems as if we are rubber band because all we're doing is being stretched. Faith is being stretched, mindset is being stretched, but here's the thing. A mind stretched by new ideas never returns to its original dimension. You got to bounce back from the setback. Why? Because if there's anybody in here who had every reason to give up, it's me. Yeah, I know you see me, yeah, G'd up from the feet up, all that other stuff, it's all good. But here's the thing. A lot of times we're looking at people on the outside, but we don't realize what they got to go through on the inside. The age of 15, where are those who are 15? Anybody in here 15 years old? Yeah, I got some 15-year-olds in here. Age of 15, I told you my favorite 2 classes in school were what? Who was listening? Come on, who was listening? Jim and Lunch. At the age of 15, In many cases, I'm falling asleep in class and I'm dealing with chest pains. My father's not in my life. My parents are divorced. I'm dealing with depression. I'm feeling as if I'm abandoned. I'm feeling as if nobody wants me because the person who I look like the most seemingly cares for me the least. People in many cases are giving up on me. I'm having chest pains, and oftentimes as boys becoming men, especially black boys, we can't talk about the pain of what it is that we go through. Because we say crying is for girls. Pain is weakness leaving the body. At the age of 15, I'm dealing with chest pains, not knowing what was going on, and I'm ignoring them because I didn't want to be castigated as some type of soft girl. I didn't want to talk about my pain. Over at my friend's house watching a football game, can't breathe by halftime. His mother takes me to the hospital. My mother meets me there. I've been having chest pains for about 2 weeks. I can't breathe by halftime watching the game. Doctors take me to do a CT scan of the chest, an x-ray. They see in my body that my cells, as they cut me open and take me to surgery, are growing so fast they can see them growing with the naked eye. Around my heart, my trachea, my esophagus, my voice box, where I'm speaking to you out of right now. I felt great coming out of the surgery. Doctor says, Eddie, you have what we call NHL. I said, I'm getting ready to be the youngest owner of a National Hockey League team. Bet. I'm with it. He says, no, you have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I said, what? My first language is Ebonics. I'm still trying to learn English. What do you mean? He says, you have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 stage 4 cancer. How many of us know somebody who is battling cancer or lost their life to cancer? Come on, let me see them hands. Yeah. Every second in America, 2 to 3 people are diagnosed with cancer. 1 in every 1,000 teenagers was diagnosed. I was one of them. Had a reason to throw in the towel, had a reason to give up. People who I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me, sitting on the sideline expecting my demise. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was getting ready to give up. I had every reason to quit. But the first 3 letters in cancer spells what, y'all? Come on, somebody talk to me. You can overcome, you can survive. You think about us as African American, the last 4 letters in African and the last 4 letters in American spells what? I can. Who told you what you can't do? Who told you what you can't become, what you can't overcome? It don't even matter what people say. It's what you think about yourself that makes the difference between if you're gonna turn up or not. Between how you're gonna change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, adjusting the lens in your life to being able to bounce back from a setback because there's greatness that's in your DNA. You got royalty, you got loyalty inside your DNA. You gotta bounce back from a setback. You gotta recognize that there's greatness that's on the inside of you. You will not do 4 years in a prison house, you're gonna do 4 years in Spelman and Morehouse. You will not do 4 years in a correctional facility. You're gonna do 4 years at a college or a university. You're not gonna do 4 years doing something negative. You're gonna do something positive. Even if you don't go to college, you can still pick up a trade. Why? Because you're not trading in your intelligence, you're not trading in your self-esteem. It's your time to go for it. Somebody repeat after me, say, greatness is in me.
Greatness is in me.
Come on, say, I love myself.
I love myself.
Come on, say, I'm valuable.
I'm valuable.
Come on, say, I'm a big dreamer.
I'm a big dreamer.
Say, I'm an academic achiever.
I'm an academic achiever.
Come on, say, I will change my community. I will change my city. I will change this world. Say, I'm a change agent for greatness. Now give it up for yourselves. Come on, Northwestern. Make some noise because greatness is inside of you. God bless y'all.